Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we discuss topics in the news as it affects us all. My name is Sheyi Olayera, and of course, I am not alone in the studio today. I am with my beautiful and amazing co-anchors. Hi, Mary. Hi, NJ. Always looking beautiful, and I mean, we're all dark-skinned girls, so looking all good, and different shades of dark skin.
Wow. I know, like, there's some coffee.
Yeah, there's some
black.
What's my own? What's my
dark chocolate?
Color? Dark chocolate. Okay, I'll accept it that way. I'll accept it. But how are you? How are you ladies doing?
I'm good.
How is Mary doing?
Awesome. Actually,
and I love your hair.
Very great. Thank you very much.
How was your day?
My day was pretty much amazing. It's okay. Very smooth. Yeah. This week has been good.
That's good. Today's Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. So
TGI
very soon.
I think that's the only thing that gets me excited because it's Friday tomorrow.
Exactly.
I didn't. My day was not so great today.
Oh yeah, we're already discussing that.
I know, like it wasn't so great today, but
hey, it was for you.
hey, we're here and we're pushing through.
Absolutely. So. And I was going to ask, how are we coping with the epileptic power supply? So my area, it has been terrible. If your light has been good, please tell me so I can pack my bags and come and live with you.
Maybe I should move to. I'm thinking of moving to Abia State.
See,
because I'm thinking that the light is a bit more stable.
Yeah, it is stable over there.
I might just be looking for
new. It's not even the lights. Easy bill, sister.
See,
the bill. I have lights. They
you have light in your area.
It's pretty virga. I think it's privatized. I don't know how they do it in the estates. It's pretty good. But the bill.
That's what you're paying for, darling.
Why are you using prepaid?
No, before this increase, it wasn't that bad. Now we're managing.
That's what you're paying for.
You have to
before
pay.
The increase, it was still the same light.
I'm saying the same thing. There's a hike in the tariff, and then there's no light. So it's like 2 for the price of 1.
Okay, so now I have lights the same way I had it and hike in tariff.
Well, you can't lucky have it all. You. Well, lucky you, because my area, it has been.
Me?
I don't even know whether I'm not. We are obviously not band A in my area.
But
is it prepaid you are using?
You understand? Yes.
So you have to manage your power.
Manage what?
Yes, now.
How much is my salary?
You switch off the AC.
100K every
You switch
week.
off the light when that's how it works. You cannot just leave everything on. But don't let us dwell on that too much. Exactly.
Well.
All right. So here is what we found as today's quotes. The federal government, by the Waterways Act and the recent Supreme Court judgment, gives the right of ownership of the shoreline to federal government, that is 250 meters from the point of the shoreline. However, we are interested here because it is an investment and we are happy with it. We are taking 50 meters of that shoreline and it is irrevocable. This quote is from the Minister of Works, David Umahi. So I'm sure we've all seen the news about the landmark beach resort demolition and the Lagos-Calabar road project. And, it has been everywhere. Even if you do not watch the news, you must have stumbled on it on social media. Yeah. It's right in your face. And it's because landmark is such a big resort center in Nigeria and in the whole of West Africa. According to research, landmark is actually the most popular leisure center in the whole of West Africa. So, I mean, yes, I did my research. I Googled it, and that's the information I came up with. And the Minister of Works is coming out to say that the federal government actually has the right of ownership to 250 meters of the shoreline. And the minister is now saying that they are only taking 50 meters of that shoreline from landmark. And the information that has been circulating, like everybody has gotten the information, is that the federal government actually wants to demolish this landmark center, the buildings. But the Minister of Works is saying, we are not demolishing anything, no. We are only taking 50 meters of the shoreline. But, I mean, I digress. But the quote is basically saying that the federal government has the right of ownership to 250 meters of the shoreline, but they're only taking 50 meters of the shoreline of landmark. So what do you think? In like one sentence, in one word,
if you take the shoreline, I didn't
already
start feeling the beach.
Yeah, there's nothing left.
What's landmark? I didn't.
It's a beach.
It's a beach.
So if you have a highway or an expressway or a rail, whatever you have, that goes across that beach. It totally, they're feeling it from the video. So you can clearly see that they're already going to take up the beach.
Yeah.
So that's what makes Landmark Beach.
That's what exactly.
It's called Landmark
Beach.
So yeah, I know we're still going to dwell on that during the course of this conversation. The federal government has begun sand filling, like you mentioned, a portion of Landmark Beach resorts following a demolition notice for infringing on the right of way for the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project. A viral video showing earth-moving equipment sand-filling sections of the beach was shared on Landmark's Instagram page, captioned, "Sand filling ongoing at Landmark, #SaveLandmarkBeach." It's our ladies' night out, and Mary, NJ, and I are here to discuss the topic, the cost of progress, Landmark Beach Resort demolition. And when we open our phone lines, we would really, really love to hear from you. But in the meantime, let's go for this quick break, and when we come back, we'll see what we found in the news. Please stay with us. You're still watching Ways. My name is Shay Olaira. Thank you for staying tuned. Today is World Food Travel Day. Every time I hear food, my ears just always stand at attention because I'm a foodie. When I got into the studio today, the first thing I said was, I need food. Give me food, right? So today is World Food Travel Day, celebrated on April 18th. World Food Travel, and it's not food days, World Food Travel Day is an international observance that aims to promote local and regional culinary traditions. Eating and traveling are things that really move us. The non-profit World Food Travel Association initiated the occurrence in 2019 to preserve culinary cultures through hospitality and tourism. You can partake in the event by engaging with other food lovers, driving awareness about your culinary culture, or discovering a new culinary experience. So I would like to ask, are you one of those people that when you travel out of the country or probably go to another state, another town that you're not familiar with, are you that type of person that will say, let me eat the food that they make here? Or yeah, that's, well, let me look for a Nigerian restaurant and go and eat. Let me add pepper to my food. People cannot give me tasteless meals. So are you that type of person, Mary? Or you just...
I'm a little bit experimental, but I mean, I'm not that, fascinated. So if I'm traveling somewhere, I would, Google their food, try to figure out, what would I order? And then I'm very visual, so I like to see pictures of the food so I can tell, will I like this? Okay, yeah, will I know? But then after a while, man, I still need my Nigerian food to bring me back to base. It's very important.
I'm not looking for...
You don't care?
I'm quite the contrary. I'm not looking... I'm involved in the World Food Travel Day. So I believe that when I go to a new location, part of tourism is also being, when in Rome, behave like a Roman.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me. If I go to any country, I eat their local food. I do that more. I don't think I go out looking for Nigerian anything.
Like you had enough.
Yeah.
Let me try other things.
Yeah, and there's a lot more out there. There's a lot of, there's a lot to eat.
Yeah, awesome. So, okay, go ahead.
But then, even just there's some basic universal foods that it's sometimes just a safe bet as opposed to, trying things out.
Safe bets would be something like rice.
Yeah, are you experimental throughout the whole trip?
Throughout the whole trip.
I mean, it's good. Why did you travel if you're just going
throughout the whole trip?
Yeah, enjoy the culture.
So I tried the local, you tried the restaurant, you try everything. You tried the street food.
I think for me, I do it to brag and say, oh, I've tasted it. Oh, you mean that? Oh, I've eaten it. It was just there to give reviews and just to brag and say, yes, I have tasted it.
Hey, yours is a different matter.
Yes. Yes. All right. Thank you, ladies. So let's go and see what is in the news. So, Mary, what do you have for us in the news today?
Okay. I think NJ should go.
Okay, NJ, you can go ahead.
Okay, so my news is about the recent floods and floodings in Dubai. So, there's the current natural disaster, they have storms, there's the flood. And in Dubai, it seems like God's anger is upon Dubai right now, because I heard most of the information going around is that there was an action that they took, which is called cloud seeding.
Yes, cloud
I don't
seeding.
know how that is done and the process, but it's the process of creating like artificial rain, and that Dubai has been said to have been doing for the last couple of weeks. And in the last few days, there was, you know, an alert and an alarm that there was going to be a massive flooding, and there have been various videos going around with flooded airports. They're as massive as
those videos.
The UAE
Very
airport
scary.
is. There's a lot of destruction. All the artificial structures, like the palm trees and a few other things,
I
all
saw that
falling.
as well.
To believe that a place that was created from out of a desert could be this flooded. I don't even think that countries that have more body of water, if you understand, surrounding the country has had this kind of bad flood, because it's not just flood, it's the flood and the storm. So there have been a lot of thunderstorms.
Yeah, see that tree?
There have been a lot of thunderstorms, and it's been a very, very chaotic situation in Dubai in the last few days. I think there was a video this morning that showed, you know, after that, a lot of people have gone on Instagram to say there was a rich guy on Instagram that said he had to pack his Bentley. He left his Bentley, just stopped in the flood, and he just packed it up and left the keys inside and left. And because of how safe Dubai is, the car was still there when he came back, but unfortunately the key was missing. So what they were going to do, as usual, do some investigation, check the cameras around there and figure out who took the keys. But his car was still there. A few things had been stolen out of the car as usual, but that they can always find the culprit. But it's to tell you the amount. There have been a lot of videos showing people having to get evacuated from their cars because their cars can't move. So someone drives up to you, then you get in, and everywhere is flooded.
That's scary.
People in buses have to lift up their feet. In Dubai, it's amazing.
The honest truth is, so I've been seeing it on like TikTok and stuff, and some part of me is like,
we thought it was a joke.
Like
trends.
You know,
people
like
just
I
jump
kept
on
checking.
trends.
I kept checking. I was like, how? Like, how is this happening?
Because people have been making silly videos actually of what's happening. People are not taking it seriously. TikTok is
something else. Like people with
the
investments, their house, like what's going to happen?
On.
It's not like it's a section. You know, it's everywhere.
So and I also read somewhere, sorry to interrupt you, Mary, I saw somewhere that the last time this happened was 75 years ago. 75 years. So it has happened before. So let's just hope. I really don't know what they can do to cope this.
I think that Dubai has a lot of things in order. So it's very quick, much quicker than a whole lot of other countries. They would have things back in order. I think the major problem in Dubai is their drainage system. I heard one of the citizens mentioning that Dubai doesn't have very good drainage facilities and all that. I think because of the way the roads were constructed, maybe they didn't make you know, provision for that. So, well, I'm hoping that they haven't been any serious reportings about, you know, deaths and drownings and all that. But that's the thing. So in a Dubai, this much can happen, and there will be less casualties. But apart from like properties and you know, but in Nigeria, this kind of thing happens. And
if it happens,
I don't
huge
know.
disaster.
There was actually a video of a boy using a jet ski on the water. That's to tell you how bad it was.
I just really hope that, you know, things go back to normal soon in Dubai.
I hope
so. Mary, Mary, what do you have for us?
I, on the other hand,
so you're smiling. It's an exciting news here.
It's a very funny story.
Okay.
So it says, missing German billionaire who was declared dead is reportedly living with his mistress in Russia.
Wow. Wow. What a man.
So basically, 6 years after his mysterious disappearance in Switzerland, a German billionaire by the name Karl Erwian Hobb has been reportedly found living with his Russian mistress in Moscow. The then 58-year-old man, the then 58-year-old German-American retail tycoon was training for a ski mountaineering race when he disappeared in April 2018 in Zermatt, Switzerland. Daily Mail reports that the billionaire businessman was last seen heading up the mountain in a lift one morning alone, something his trainer said was strange for a man who was typically safety conscious and well prepared, and that he never returned to his hotel. So basically, I think he planned his
since 2018.
His own death. There were 3 missed calls from his phone.
Okay.
Like the body was never found. And then
he staged
one of the
own
calls
disappearance
was to his mistress as well. And then yeah, he left his family, his job, or his business, because he was a very rich man. I think his business had a little bit of trouble. So he
wanted to relax for 5 years.
He didn't,
it's over 5 years, like 6 years.
That's the word.
Because if your business is, structured properly, there would be some, but for the fact that the business was having an issue.
Okay.
I said, let me take the money I have left.
Such an interesting news. All right, so let me go to my what is in the news. Guinness World Record. I'm really excited about this. You know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah.
Tunde Onokoya, he is the founder of Chess in Slums, is trying to break a record for the longest chess marathon. The event, which is underway at New York City's iconic Times Square, started on Wednesday, April 17th, and is scheduled to end on April 19th. That is tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to the end of this marathon, and I'm sure he's going to win it because he's been doing well thus far. And a lot of celebrities have been supporting him. For instance, Adekunle Gold, some other celebrities. Yeah. And every time you open Twitter, okay, I'm used to saying Twitter, it's X. Who else is not used to saying Twitter? He's not used to saying X. So anytime you open social media, because he's more active on the X platform. Every time you open the platform, you're always seeing somebody talking about him, what he's doing. But I'm really proud of him. He's doing well. And of course, he's not just doing this to get the Guinness Book of Records plaque, but he's also doing it to help the children in the slum. So he's doing like a fundraiser.
Yeah,
so
$1 million.
Yes, he's doing that, and people are actually donating. I was on the website today, and I saw a lot of donations already. Congratulations, Tunde Onokoya. We cannot wait to celebrate you soon. All right, that's all we have for what's in the news. Let's go for this quick break. When we come back, we'll start the conversation proper. Do stay with us. You're welcome back. You're still watching Ways. My name is Shei Olayera. All right, so back to the conversation. Paul Onwanibe, the Group Chief Executive Officer of Landmark Group, has stated that the Nigerian government ought to revert the coastline roads development to its original intended alignment prior to its relocation to the Landmark beachside path. According to what he disclosed, the initial blueprints for the coastal route called for it to begin at Water Corporation Drive rather than Landmark Beach Resort. However, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has reiterated that the landmark beach resort property will not be demolished in the course of the 700-kilometer coastal road project intended to connect Lagos State with Calabar. So tonight we are discussing the cost of progress of the landmark beach resort demolition. Please let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation by sending us an SMS or WhatsApp message to 081 03 84663. I'll repeat it, 081 80384663. All right, ladies, I would like to ask on a lighter note, have you ever been to Landmark and how was your experience? What was your experience like? I've been there just twice. It's been a while. So I used to really love going to the beach, but adulthood happened, responsibilities came, and my love for the beach just died. So I'd like to ask, have you ever been to Landmark and what was your experience like?
Yeah, it was pretty very decent, to be honest. A couple of times I've gone there just alone, even at
really?
night.
Alone?
Yeah,
I'd love to go to the beach alone, though.
Yes.
At night?
Yeah, I've gone
with the
at
breeze.
night as well.
My
yeah,
God.
and I just sit by
I
the
just imagine
stones
it.
and stuff. Like
Okay.
it's decent. I like to that they put up some structure around it. I've gone with friends as well. New businesses, springing up there. I also remember my mom went, I think, New Year, and she was so excited. Wow. She was like, wow, you guys are enjoying here. And stuff. She was really amused by it. And it was nice to see that, she could still have that kind of experience, with that. So the whole story is sad. Good. But
yeah, it is. Angie, what about you? Have you ever been to Landmark, and how was it like?
I think the last time I was there was last year. One of my friends came in from the UK with her kids, and then we took them there for a day out. And yeah, it was a good experience. They had so much fun, tried a whole lot of things. And I know Landmark Beach to offer a whole lot of activities.
Absolutely.
From paintballing to just normal go-karts and stuff.
Yeah,
so they have a lot of
activities
and every golf, mini golf and all that, food. And I know that they have a long line of little restaurants and businesses, eateries and stuff along the strip, let me call it Landmark Strip. Because if you walk along it, there's just a lot. It's very long. Yeah, and then there's a lot to feed your eyes with the clothing stores and a few other businesses opened up there. So yeah, it's a great hit. I'm sure I don't have that money and that's not my investment, but I can only imagine how much impact it would have on his business and how much it would reduce his profit eventually from what has just occurred.
Yeah, absolutely. And Landmark Beach was established in 2007. So if I get the math correctly, that's 17 years ago. Yeah. They have over 4,000 employees, and Landmark is the most popular leisure tourist center in the whole of West Africa. And it is also worth over $200 million. So you can imagine them getting the letter of demolition saying, oh, we are going to break down. Yes, for something they built for 17 years, over $200 million. If you do the maths, convert it to naira now, that's running into billions of naira. So I want us to put ourselves in the shoes of foreign investors. For instance, a lot of people have actually invested in this business, Landmark. And, a lot of people, like now in Nigeria, we are saying we want to attract foreign investors, we want to attract these people to actually invest in Nigeria. What do you think this news would actually cost, especially in getting the confidence of investors to make Nigeria look like a place that is profitable to invest? But now this news going out is literally changing that narrative we are trying to drive, So what do you think this news has done? What is the impact it has done to potential and current foreign investors, even local investors too, because people's money are there, people's life savings is there. So what do you think the impact of this would cause?
Well,
anybody?
I already know that there has been a lot of news of a lot of foreign and local investors threatening to pull out because certain aspects of the beach is going to be affected. I think, to be clear, there are amenities that would be affected majorly would be the mini golf course, the beach soccer field, the volleyball and basketball courts. And I know that there are a lot of people over time. Every time I go there, there are a lot of people on, you know, using those facilities. So definitely, you know, when things like this happen, obviously, when people have invested millions or billions or even thousands of naira or dollar, it's an investment. There's supposed to be a return on investment, and this doesn't seem like a return on investment. Rather, it seems like a business about to fail, you know, and this could have been avoided. I hear, like you mentioned, 2007, which means that I think it was 2007 that they even got the land, and that was way before they even dreamt of construction of the Calabar, Lagos Calabar. Yeah. So it was way before. So I feel like some concessions may have been given, bearing in mind that this is a major, you know, tourist investment and tourist attraction in Lagos and in Nigeria and even in West Africa as a whole. So you're expecting the government to have made better plans, and like you clearly stated, that was not the initial plan. The initial plan was that they were going to go through a different route.
Exactly.
So what changed, and when that changed, why was he not involved? I hear that he was very surprised when CNN, you know, interviewed him, and he was saying that he initially thought it was an April Fool's, an early April Fool's joke, because they just gave him a limited amount of time and notice, and there was nothing he could do about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So a report came out, and it says, the management of Landmark Beach Resort has stated that the original right-of-way designated for the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which passes through the Water Corporation Road median, remains unused, undeveloped, and still available for the highway construction. So the initial route they were supposed to use, they aren't actually using it. So why are they coming through Landmark? And now Landmark is also saying that they didn't get any notice, like prior to, like, few weeks ago and few months ago, they got a letter of demolition. So this isn't fair on the Nigerian business owner. So the owner of Landmark, Mr. Paul, he used to live outside the country, but he thought about it that this is my country, let me come back and do something. This person came back, he has done a lot. There's nobody that comes to Nigeria and says, oh, maybe comes to Lagos rather, and doesn't visit Landmark. Landmark Resource Center is one of the, it's one of the best places to be when you come to Nigeria, because it's relaxing. It's not like the regular beach. Oh, there was one beach I went to last 3 years thereabouts, because it's been a while since I've been to the beach. The water was dirty. So this private beach, you know, they're trying to make it more appealing, because the beach is a nice place to relax when you are overwhelmed. Just go there. When the breeze just blows your head like this, everything will just come back to normal. And it's such an amazing place. But now it seems like we are trying to frustrate the effort of these people. Because trust me, if he leaves the country, if he use that money, of course, investors' money is also going to be there. But if he had used some of this money to do something for himself outside the country, I mean, what would we be saying? So this does not even encourage the average business owner, because it just feels like when you wake up, you don't know what policy the government will bring out. You don't know what the government will say, because it might affect, you know, our business. So, Mary, I'm going to ask you this question now. So if this demolition actually happens, you know, a lot of people are going to be out of jobs. So Landmark has over 4,000 employees. So if they actually demolish this place, the other business owners that have like courts,
they're already
so now what the Minister of Works is saying, we are not demolishing. That's what he's saying. But the letter that Landmark got was, we are demolishing. But he has come out to say, no, we are not demolishing. We're only taking 50 meters of the seashore. That the government is entitled to take 250 meters of the seashore. That them, they're just taking 50 meters of the seashore, that nothing is going to be demolished. It was in the news. So let's just try and, you know, believe that's what it is. So, for instance, now, your boss comes to you and says, oh, Mary, we are sorry.
Business is closing up.
Business, exactly. How are you going to feel? Because, I mean, we are addressing job displacement now.
How are you going to feel? I don't think...
What are you going to do?
It's almost like a rhetorical question, because I don't think there's anyone who is going to be happy about it, first of all. but I'm going to try and come from the positive side, which is where there are challenges and where there's chaos, opportunities rise.
Absolutely.
I believe Paul Nwanibe is a very smart man. It's not going to be easy. I mean, for a few months, even.
Honestly.
Yeah, he's going to be down. But if he could think about, doing that, and he has gone that far, trust me, there are wide varieties of opportunities that will spring up.
Yeah.
That's not to take away the fact that it is sad. It is, it doesn't make sense because everything, like I say, take each day, because tomorrow you don't really know what's going to happen. And we have a government that, it's not, there are no cast in stone rules.
Yeah.
Today is one new thing, tomorrow it's another thing. So I can't even say do proper research, because I'm sure for an establishment like that, for them to have, claimed that amount of land and gone that far, they must have done due diligence to some extent. You get? So, I mean, maybe the government should also develop the right bodies that we can, ask. And why can't we, I don't know, is it possible to sue the government or something?
I was actually going to come
Okay,
to
so
that.
so let me cut you short. So I'm going to ask you a question. She already started answering it. So I want us to look at this scenario from different point of view. So I asked you from the employee's point of view. So I'm going to ask NJ, the business owner's point of view. I mean, I know you also have some businesses that you run.
Yeah.
Or is it business or businesses? I'm professor into your life.
Businesses.
I'll take the S.
All right. So what would you do different? Or if you were in
Paul's shoes.
not even Paul's shoes. Maybe, so there are some businesses that actually operate inside Landmark.
Yeah.
So from the lens of a business owner, what would you do?
So, first of all, I don't think that the office premises would be affected if they're taking only 50 meters.
Yeah.
So 50 meters off 250 meters that there's, rather than 250 meters, is the beachfront.
Yes.
So, like I mentioned earlier, some of those mini golf and all that. So yes, those areas will be affected. So if I were to be a business owner running one of those businesses, because I'm sure to an extent maybe Landmark would have either made mini partnerships with other people to provide certain services that they couldn't offer.
All right.
So when Mary was saying it, can they sue? I would come from his own point of view, and I would say I think he can sue. I think there is every possibility that he can sue, because first of all, you clearly stated that this property, the land was gotten in 2007, and this was before the plans for this Lagos-Niger bridge came into being. Yeah. So there's that. So there's not right of first refusal, but there's actually some leverage that he has with that.
Yes.
And being that the property was bought with the right true legal means, it wasn't illegally gotten. It wasn't a backdoor deal, unless it was. Because for me, when things like this start to happen in Lagos and in Nigeria, it seems like a personal something.
Yeah, a lot of people are also saying that.
It seems like a personal something. And similar things have been happening with a lot of, there have been a lot of demolitions and everything. And this is my thought, why I think it's a personal thing. Now, first of all, the notice was late. Everyone in Nigeria, or everyone in Lagos at least, should have heard, a large population of people, let me not assume, but a large population of people have heard about Landmark Beach.
Absolutely.
And a whole lot of people know about it, is even in West Africa, that far. So when you want to take an action like this, no one is saying that you shouldn't or you don't have the authority. You don't have to come out to tell us you have the authority. We know that the federal government owns authority of most of these lands, and they were the one that permitted or sold it to certain individual or businesses in order to conduct business, which is an investment. So you know that these people have made long-term investments. Yeah? And then you do something like this. Now, he is also coming out to say that that it's not even right, because where they demolished is not where they're supposed to go through.
Yeah.
That they were supposed to go through the Water Corporation,
Road median. Yeah.
So if that land is still vacant and it's not being used,
yeah.
why are you changing? First of all, you change the plan without notice, without any information, and then where you are going to, you were insisting without having a negotiation. It could have been a sit-down conversation between his business or his company and the government, saying, this is what the government plans to do, and this is the benefit it brings to Lagos State or to the country.
Yes.
So based on that, I know that we gave you permission for this property, but a little bit of this property, because they even applied caution, a little bit of this property is going to be taken. So maybe we can come to a negotiation and we give you maybe another government has so many properties. And I'm sure, I'm not saying that this is what they should offer, but there are so many things that you can put on the table because it's a negotiation.
Sure.
So you can give something for something else. If you tell him that we're going to impede into your business and all that, this is what we can do to remedy the situation so that he doesn't lose his investment. But not bearing that in mind and just coming out and the government insisting and saying, we have the right. We know you have the right, but there are certain rules of law and rules of engagement that should have been taken before now, so that people do not, because this impedes even on the state's investment, and it impedes even other future development ideas that anybody will want to bring. Because if they are changing their mind like this frequently, it means that your business is not safe.
Absolutely. Great insights, NJ. Well, we need to take okay. Let's just really take a break. When we come back, you'd say your points. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, continue the conversation. Do stay with us.
Members of our House of Assembly or the National Assembly, who you have said are supposedly our representatives, who are supposed to be representing our interests, making laws that will be executed by the executive. These same people who you are saying that need to help us are people who have been helping themselves in the past. These are people who have only made laws that only hold us accountable and not necessarily them. Again, in the recent past, we've seen them fight for cars and monies and sitting allowances that are much more higher than the amount of money that a university professor takes home as his pay. And most of these professors still haven't received their pay. Who's to say that these same people that you're talking about accountability on their past will cut off their nose to spite their face?
You're welcome back to What Are You Saying? #Ways. If you're just tuned in, it is our Ladies' Night Out, and we are discussing the topic, the cost of progress, landmark beach resort demolition. Please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp message to 0810880, beg your pardon, let me read it again, 08180384663, 08180384663. Our phone line is now open, so we'd really, really love to hear from you. Please call us on 07025007749, 07025007749. I'm really, really enjoying this conversation. Well, I know, yes, the topic is centered around Landmark Beach, but let's remember that it is not only Landmark Beach that is affected or is going to be affected.
Yeah, the other ones are not speaking up, and I was very much surprised.
Yeah.
So, isn't Soul Beach going to be affected?
I hear Soul Beach will be affected. I also hear the Trinity House church would be affected. Where else?
How does it get to Trinity House if it's not?
Darling,
aside
I saw a map,
those businesses like churches, like the beach and all of those, residential areas too, houses in Jakonde, that's what I heard, are being demolished. So these people, what exactly can be done? What can they do? Because everybody is talking about landmark. Let's not forget the other people. The houses that have been demolished, these are very important. They don't have where to live. They don't have where to stay. Like, you just come and demolish. And you know the way demolition is in Lagos. They'll just come. Maybe the notice might be just 2 days. How many days will you plan?
My issue is, why is the notice so
It's so short.
Like,
that's the
there's
issue.
nobody who can vacate their house in 1 day.
Right.
Or even 7 days. And you tell a business...
It just seems like a callous
I don't
decision,
know why they do that.
If you know you're going to dismantle or demolish a certain section, what happens to writing a letter way earlier?
Months before.
What are you saying? Years or a year before?
No, at least
so people can plan
even
properly.
if it just came up. Even if. You should have, if you're planning to build a highway that expensive, yeah? You should.
We're going to even get to that, the cost. Please go ahead.
If you're going to build a highway
Yeah.
and invest so much money into it, you know that you've seen the map. They recently showed us the map, but you've seen the map and you already know the properties and businesses that will be affected. It's just common courtesy and empathy for you to send an email so that people can make adequate arrangements, rather than just bring a truck or a tractor to someone's, I say tractor.
But it's tractor now. That's what they used to pull down the buildings.
They just pull down the whole thing. So you see millions and millions of naira and billions.
Do you know what it costs to have a home, even to rent in Lagos? It's not beans.
So it's quite unfortunate. I'm not sure exactly how government has decided to go about this, because I can bet on my name.
I don't know what else you bet. What else you bet
on my name that government has absolutely no plans
for compensation.
No plans. We are still yet talking about even palliative.
Sad. Really sad.
And they haven't gotten it.
Right.
Is it millions? Is it millions of naira that would be compensated? How else? Or you have is there some estate somewhere that that Nigerian government has built that they are going to relocate these people to? If you did not have the caution to even let them know ahead of time, is it the preparation that you will have? So you can already see that everybody's on their own.
I even read in the news yesterday that the government has started arresting people who don't have houses, people that are sleeping under the bridge.
After demolition.
And now I'm wondering, where do you want them to stay? You've demolished their houses. Even if these street boys, all these street boys that are walking up and down, where do you want them to stay? There's no provision for housing for these people. There's no affordable housing in this Lagos. Either you get it or you don't get it, because even the places that are not good enough, you hear the price, you're like, 500,000 for this place. This place near Sokaway. You know, places are really ridiculous. Like, you cannot even live there. So these are the issues. And like you said, it is not certain that they will be compensated. And it's really sad. So what can they do? I know we are not experts here, but what can be done? Should they protest?
What can the government? I don't know whether it's the government that is supposed to be sued or there's a particular body, but there was
the federal government, actually.
Yeah, there was a permission given, whether it was illegal or legal. These are the kind of people that should be brought to book.
Absolutely.
Somebody gave the approval for houses and for properties to be built there and businesses.
Exactly.
So somebody should be held accountable, because it's not possible for me to invest maybe out of my entire savings. I decide to build a final home for myself, if you understand, like a retirement home for myself, and I invest maybe 10 million, or that's 10 million, it's just for the land. But I invest like about, let's give and take, maybe 200 million into a property that I want to leave for when I retire. And then all of a sudden, government has a bad day, and then they decide that it's time for us to get someone, and they say, okay, fine, they were built on drainage facilities. Who gave the permission?
Right.
Was the drainage facility not there when they gave the permission? Because there were some properties that they showed that were actually built on the drainage. So who gave the permission? Somebody should be held accountable. You can't just tell people that they lose their money and that's it. Someone's whole life savings is in that property.
Exactly.
And I'm so sure that when they were demolishing it, a lot of people didn't have enough time to even pack and, be able to ship and store their things. And we don't even have storage facilities in Nigeria. So anything that is left outside, the next minute is raining. And when it rains, everything is destroyed. So you're back to square one.
Thank you so much, NJ. You just really, this was really, really deep. And I really loved how you said what you said. All right, so now let's talk about the financial impact of the road. So let me, I was going to say bust your brain. How like this in a corporate way?
Just say how it is.
So let me tickle your brain.
Exactly, let me tickle your brain. Thank you for burying me that sentence. Okay, so the road project would cost 15.6 trillion naira. So I'm asking myself, what is the economic benefit of this road? Yes, I get it. People can easily transport themselves from Lagos to Calabar. Exciting, great. But is this a great investment at this point in time? Like, there are other things to actually invest in. So we are spending this amount of money on I will call it bridge. Yes, it's a bridge. I mean, it's taking people somewhere. So is it... I mean, when I saw the money, I'm like 15.6 trillion naira. So, okay, yes, I get it. They want to... it's also a means to increase tourism. I mean, when people come to Lagos, they can easily travel to Calabar. I mean, when you think of tourism in Nigeria, Calabar is a good place. I mean, they have the culture, the arts. Yeah, they still have their festivals. They still have all of that. So, yes, I get the whole, I mean, it's easy because Lagos is where most of these people usually land first. Yes, I know they have airports, right?
But
my point is...
once a year. The festival happens only
but like the other... See, I'm trying to be on the government side. They said that they are trying
to... Just build the damn bridge and let's know that it's for transportation.
Right.
I mean, but all the added extras...
I get. So now I want to ask. So now we know the tourism benefits of Landmark. Yeah. What do you think is the benefit of this coastal highway that way? Because in my own opinion, maybe it's for the Calabar Festival. Or I mean, correct. I know they have airports there, but maybe they just want to make it easy for the people who are in Lagos to just take a ride, and of course maybe for the transport business guys. I mean, they'll have a lot of people who want to go to Calabar because of the bridge, and this bridge is going to take about 36 months. So it's not like it's going to happen. It's going to be open in the next few.
6 months.
It's going to be a long time.
Months, really.
So yes. I know you are not experts here,
president will run for
but so he will see. Yeah, exactly. So now, what do you think is the economic or tourism benefit for us as Nigerians?
Like you said, going to Calabar.
But you said that was my point of view.
Going to Calabar once in a year. Yeah, fantastic. And well, if off the top of my head, I would say, I'm sure that there is not just Lagos Calabar. There would be a lot of it would lead to other locations, or it will spread out to other locations, or other locations would join up to that certain bridge. So it will aid transportation of goods, obviously, between Lagos, this side of town, and the east. So by the time you get to Calabar, you can divert into other routes. But I think it will open up ease of transportation of goods and services that way. I would say, if like I said, off the top of my head, I think that's the major thing, because if you say the festival, is once in a year, so it would be that. But I still think that even if that is the plan, if we can see or even understand what the plan is and see, if we can understand the vision of what they're trying to achieve at the end of the day, how does it benefit?
Exactly. They should allow Nigerians to actually see the benefits.
I think there should be some awareness or something.
Because now it just feels like, so they might have good reasons, but we don't know it because they are not communicating. There's no transparency. There's no trust.
Which is what I feel that they should have done. They should have done adverts to say, we're planning on building this bridge from this time to this time. The Minister of Works
is the one that is coordinating this project.
And so why is he silent about it?
So yes, I think they should.
He's the one insisting that they own the road, that the government has the right to the road.
Nigeria's problem just stresses me out, because we just actually do anything that we like. Really, we really just do whatever we feel like. The government does whatever they feel like. Citizens do. So, I mean, if you have a government that is doing whatever they like, why do you expect the citizens not to do whatever they like? Like, really, let's think about it. It actually does not make any sense. You just wake up one morning and there's a new rule. Exactly. You just wake up one morning and there's a new tariff. You just wake up one morning, you are living
issue.
On the grace of God. You cannot plan. When people say, oh, I want to plan, and I just look at you like, okay, well, all right, cool. Except you're planning to jackpot. That's the only plan that can probably, come to fruition. But then you just wake up and, I mean, this guy now, he's the CEO. People are going to be sacked.
Yeah.
He's going to take all that in.
When they were entering the new year, someone had told them that, by April or May, you won't have a job. They'll say, why would you say that? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Look at all these people that probably even earning below or a little above minimum wage.
Exactly.
And like, what are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
They are back on the streets. They are back, if they were elevated from somewhere, they are back to where they were coming from all of a sudden. And there's no provision. There's no government work. There's no incentive. There's nothing. We're just living. So let's rely on the grace of God. Let's stop talking about Nigeria's problems.
Thank you, Mary. So yes, these are the issues. And I just really hope that these businesses, even the private properties, I just really hope they will be compensated. I mean, everybody's laughing about
hope. They won't be compensated.
But I want to appeal to the federal government. I'm appealing to you. Compensate these people. Yeah. It's a lot. Living in Nigeria is
how much money do we have? They are already spending 15 trillion.
50.6 trillion to be precise.
That's another 1 trillion. If at least they're going to give maybe something tangible, which they won't.
A lot. Thank you so much, ladies. I had a great time. Before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagram at Ways Show Africa. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, like, and most importantly, follow our social media engagement. And remember to like, share, comment, and invite your friends and family to watch us and follow us. If you missed today's quote, here it is again. The federal government, by the Waterways Act and the recent Supreme Court judgment, gives the right of ownership of the shoreline to federal government. That is 250 meters from the point of the shoreline. However, we are interested here because it is an investment and we are happy with it. We are taking 50 meters of that shoreline and it is irrevocable. That's the Minister of Works, Mr. David Umahi. Interesting quote. See you tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. My name is Sheyi Olaira, and of course I was with my beautiful and amazing co-host, Mary. NJ, thank you so much for joining. See you, I think we'll be together next week. Oh, don't worry, whenever I see us, but very soon. All right, thank you very much for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.